Alright, hello everyone. This is about the whole Zen3 launch. Just gonna go through some of these slides. Now this first one is actually from the end of the presentation. So we got the test systems here. Intel system, i9-10900K, gigabyte hours C490 Elite, decent cooler, Trident Z, RGB, 2x8 gigabyte DDR4 3600, drive, and GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. Now these, the memory, the hard drive, and the GPU are used through all their test systems. But why are they using the 2080 Ti? This could mean only one thing: that they couldn't, even AMD couldn't get a 3080. Anyway, so let's go through some of the screen caps I took. So first up, we have a pretty graph. How it was explained was like, through the years, this is how it would have been if Ryzen didn't happen. And then they showed the tangent skew off, and it skews off in a tangent and shows what had happened. And yeah, I do believe kind of that, you know, like if Ryzen didn't happen, then we'd probably still be like, yeah, 4 cores, 8 threads, let's go. And yeah, Intel would only have 114, 1 plus next to the 14. Awesome. So next up, our Zen journey. So yeah, Zen and Zen Plus. I've got a, what have I got? I got a 2600, so a Zen Plus, and I'm really happy with it. Now the Zen3 doesn't really say much about it in this slide. New core layout, new cache topology, still 7nm. Okay, so next one. Here we go. 8 core complex. So the other one was 4 core complex. So 4 core, what do you call, CCDs? So if you break open the CPU, you'll see like pop, 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 some little things stapled to the PCB. So those are just cores of 4, and they have now 8 core complex. So it says low latency, which should be, because the cores are kind of like separated, like 4 cores here, 4 cores here, 4 cores here, 4 cores here, if you have 16 core CPU or whatever. And so talking to from this core to this core takes some time, and that's latency, and that's where Intel's kind of won on this playing field, is with latency, because right now I don't think Ryzen can beat Intel with latency. But doing this, yeah, lower latency, and yeah, it should have better PC gaming performance. Direct access to the level 3 cache, okay. We'll see more about it here. So we've got a slide of the Zen 2 layout and the Zen 3 layout. Boop. And yeah, like my dude here was explaining, we have 8 CPU cores on the left on the Zen 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 separate level 3 cache. And so like, if this CPU wants to get something from this cache, it has to go across the whole die to this cache and back. But on the Zen 3 layout, the cache is unified. Did they use the word unified? Oh, maybe not. But yeah, unified. So 1660, 32 megabytes of level 3 cache. So yeah, definitely reduces latency that way. Performance per watt. Yeah, it's increased. My my argument to anybody who, all my friends and whatnot, who are considering buying a new computer, or just like, I'm gonna sit on my old computer, it does everything I need it to do. Power savings. Not just AMD Ryzen, but Intel. Newer things mean better power savings. So I would always encourage somebody, if they're thinking of upgrading, definitely get something newer. You don't have to go for the newest, but get something newer. So this is just saying 2.8 times more efficient than an Core i9 10900K. 2.8 times. Okay. Performance per watt. Yep, lovely screen picture of the R9 5900X. Alright, now specs: 12 cores, 24 threads, up to 4.8 GHz boost. I think that's just for a single core boost. 70 megabytes of level 2 and level 3 cache combined, and 105 watt TDP. It's not how much your CPU is going to consume. Thermal design power, I think it means. So you can think of it this way: if your computer is idling, how many watts it's using, and if it's under maximum load, and if it's overclocked, how much power it's going to use. This number is sort of like it kind of reflects how much power you'll use. Like if you're going to buy a power supply, oh, my CPU's TDP is 105 watts. 105 watts. So CPU, GPU, maybe I'll just need a 500 watt power supply, something like that. So you can kind of ballpark it like that. But no, like for example, if it's idling, you can use probably even a single digit watt, like maybe 9 watts or 2 watts consumption, power consumption. And if you have overclocked it to the limit, you'll definitely do more than 100 watts. That's for sure. So TDP, I hate TDP. Yes, and my next CPU upgrade is, or probably will be, the R9 3900X. 3900X is just the same as this one, just obviously not better IPC. It's just the same thing. 12 cores, 24 threads, some number for core speed boost or core boost. Yeah, using it for consolidating all of my things, all of my servers, put them together, hypervisor, VMs. And we have a screen here, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that everybody uses. I swear nobody actually plays this game, they just use it for the benchmark. So we got the 3900 XT, which is something that I'm after. Not really for gaming, but this is pretty good result. 141 FPS average. I kind of like two metrics. I like average and even 0.1% lows, so you can see what your gameplay is gonna be like and what it could like drop down to, you know. So for example, you could have like 100 FPS average on a 4-core system, but then your 0.1% lows might be 20 FPS, and you'll really notice them when they happen. It's like when your computer is like, hey, you know that Windows update that you told me not to do? I'm gonna do it now. And then your game's screwed. So next, okay, Cinebench. Yep, another kind of I don't really like. It's a good benchmark to gauge, like, is the CPU gonna do good for me? Is this, no, it's kind of like, is the CPU better than this CPU? Just some easy metric. And there is no one CPU to rule them all, you know. Some CPUs, like Intel, might be good at this workload, AMD might be good at this workload. So whenever one of my friends asks me, hey, I'm gonna buy a new computer, what should I get, AMD or Intel? And I said, well, what kind of programs do you use? And then we just go on from there. More benchmarks with the 5900X. What are they comparing it to? The i9-10900K. Okay. Remember, all of these tests are done with the 2080 Ti. Oh, go back. Okay. New CPUs, 5600X. So I think they're just adding X's to everything now. They're not going to go 5600 and a 5600X, just 5600X. Because typically, I guess the X CPUs might not have sold so much, because you can just get the non-X version and overclock it to reach an X version if you wanted to. Yeah, 6 cores, 12 threads of the 5600X, 8 cores, 16 threads for the 5800X and 12 cores 24 threads for the 5900X. Now the prices are a little higher, $549 for the 5900X. I think it was like $500 for the 3900X. Okay, need to double check that one. Now the 5950X is the successor to the 3950X. 100 megahertz extra boost clock. Probably single core again, boost clock. I don't know. Like I said, the best for gamers meets the best for creators. So without going Threadripper, this is what you can get. The downside to not using the Threadripper is you don't get all that 4, 6 or 8 channel memory. I can't remember what they're up to now. But DDR2, see, this is my problem, my conflict, you know, because DDR4 dual channel can only go so fast, you know, you can only get so many gigabytes per second. And once you go quad channel or hexa channel, octa channel, then the speed of your memory doesn't really matter. You just add more channels, more speed, or more gigabytes per second, hundreds of gigabytes per second. But if AMD can't really get a fix for the Infinity Fabric, not a fix, but just make it better, or better memory controllers, then yeah, I'm kind of stuck. I'm like, do I go something 4 channel, 6 channel, 8 channel for a lot more money, or do I just go dual channel and hope for the best? Because some workloads I have do require a lot of memory bandwidth, and like I said, I'll be hypervisoring, VMing everything, so everything is going to be sharing the same resources pretty much. Well, dedicated resources, but shared kind of bandwidth, you know? Okay. Some more. Oh yes. These pictures were leaked about the new Radeon GPUs, and that was shown in the show, and yeah, I guess the leaks are true. At 4K, Borderlands 3, 61 FPS average, I'm guessing. Borderlands 3 badass quality. Okay. Call of Duty Modern Warfare ultra quality. Gears of War 5 ultra quality. So these are all DirectX 12 titles. And the CPUs are available on November 5th. And the GPU announcements are on October 28th. Cool. And yeah, I think that concludes my little chat about the new AMD Zen3 5000 series CPUs. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And yeah, see you in another video. Goodbye.